Chapter 6 Sugar and Spice. Heidi sat on her bed and pulled out a sheet of turtle stationery. She wrote, "Dear Henry, camp stinks. The beds are really squeaky. The bathrooms are smelly, and the lake is full of snapping turtles. The only friends I have are mosquitoes. Yours truly, Heidi. P.S. Stay out of my room or else." Heidi stuck the letter in an envelope and sighed. "Jill and Bree have taken my best friend prisoner," she thought. "If only they liked me, then camp would be fun." Suddenly, Heidi had a wild idea. What if I make them like me? Heidi flung open her trunk and pulled out her book of spells. She flipped through the pages and found a spell called a friendly foe. Perfect, she thought. A friendly foe is an enemy who becomes a friend. She read over the spell. A friendly foe. Do people dislike you for no reason? Are you the kind of witch who always feels left out? Would you like to make friends with your enemies? Then this is the spell for you. Ingredients: 1 cup of fruit punch, 1 stick of powdered candy, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, sugar, 1 friendship bracelet for each foe, 1 empty water bottle. Shake all the ingredients together in the water bottle. Hold your Witches of Westwick medallion in your left hand. Close your eyes and place your right hand over the bottle. Heidi skipped over the note in small letters at the bottom of the spell and read back over the list of ingredients. Then she grabbed an empty sports water bottle from her orange crate. "I can get the fruit punch and cinnamon sugar from the dining hall," she thought. "The camp store sells powdered candy, and I can use the friendship bracelets I made in arts and crafts. So simple." Heidi memorized the spell. Then she hid her book of spells at the bottom of her trunk. She heard campers talking as they walked back to their cabins. Campfire must be over, she thought. She quickly put on her panda pajamas and slipped into bed. Tomorrow is going to be a better day. Chapter 7 Shazing! "Hurry up!" called Lucy from the stairs. The next day, Jill, Bree, and Lucy left for breakfast without Heidi. "Be right there!" Heidi called back. Heidi dumped her earplugs onto the bed. "I'll hide the cinnamon sugar in my earplug case," she thought. She shoved the empty case into her pocket, grabbed the water bottle, and ran to the dining hall. At breakfast, Heidi slipped a teaspoon into her pocket. Then she filled her water bottle with 1 cup of fruit punch. Bree gave her a funny look. Heidi smiled and excused herself from the table. She found the cinnamon sugar at the toaster station. She poured some sugar into her earplug case and snapped the lid shut. "What are you up to?" asked Lucy. Heidi jumped. "Oh, nothing." Said Lucy. "Well, we should get going. The first activity is about to start." The girls left the dining hall and headed toward their activities. Heidi had some free time after tap. She raced to the camp store and bought 2 striped straws filled with powdered candy. "I'll use cherry for the spell," she thought, "and I'll keep the grape one for me." Then she zoomed back to the empty cabin. Heidi had to hurry. The girls would be back soon to change before riding. Heidi tore the top off the cherry straw and dumped the red powder into the fruit punch. Then she added a teaspoon of cinnamon sugar. Heidi shook the water bottle. Then she opened it back up and dropped 2 friendship bracelets inside. She held her medallion in one of her hands. Then she shut her eyes, placed her other hand over the bottle, and chanted the spell. The mixture bubbled for a few moments. Then it became still. Heidi took the friendship bracelets out of the bottle with her finger. In a few moments, they were dry and magical. When Jill and Bree returned to change, Heidi handed the bewitched bracelets to them. "Oh, thanks," Bree said, not really sure what to say. Heidi gave a regular bracelet to Lucy. The girls slipped on their bracelets. Shazing! The magic began to work. "Wow!" said Bree. "This is the most beautiful friendship bracelet I've ever seen." "Same with mine," Jill said. Jill and Bree each hooked an elbow with Heidi and walked with her to the stables. Lucy hurried after them. At the stables, Jill gave the best horse to Heidi. "I want you to ride Tinker Bell today," she said. "She's the nicest horse of all." "Thanks," said Heidi. All afternoon, Jill and Bree did everything to please Heidi. "Sit with me," begged Jill. "Be my partner," pleaded Bree. "You are the best artist, Heidi." "Please show us your tap steps." "Be my best friend." "No, be mine." On the dock at swimming, Lucy pulled Heidi aside. "What on earth is going on?" she asked. "Beats me," Heidi said, trying not to smile. "But it's a nice change, don't you think?" "It's a little weird, if you ask me," said Lucy. Then Heidi, Jill, and Bree held hands and jumped off the float. Splash! But when they popped up for air, something had changed. "What are you doing here?" asked Bree. "Aren't you in beginners?" added Jill. "Oh no!" Heidi thought. "The spell has worn off." She swam to the ladder. Then Heidi wrapped herself in a towel, slipped on her flip-flops, and hurried to the cabin. If only they had liked me for real, she thought. But it was just a dumb spell. Heidi kicked a pine cone on the path. "Now, what am I going to do?" Chapter 8. Chicken Talk. "You're back early," Leela said as Heidi walked into the cabin. Heidi tried to say something, but she couldn't. Her eyes filled with tears. "Come sit," said Leela. She spread a towel across her bed and offered Heidi a big box of pink tissues. Heidi sat down and pulled out a tissue. "What's up?" asked Leela. "It's Jill and Bree," Heidi said in between sniffles. "They're mean to me, and they hag all of Lucy's time." "Have you talked to them about it?" asked Leela. "No," said Heidi. "Well, you should," said Leela. "You need to find out what's going on." "I'm too chicken," said Heidi. "What if they really hate me?" Leela patted Heidi on the back. "They have no reason to hate you," she said. "They're probably just jealous." "Jealous?" questioned Heidi. "Of me?" "Yes, of you," said Leela. "You're a total package." Heidi wiped her nose with a tissue. "Package of what?" she asked. Leela smiled at Heidi. "Package of FUN," she said, messing up Heidi's wet hair. Heidi let out a small laugh. "Listen, I have to get ready for my next class," said Leela. Getting up, "Tell me how it goes." "Brrrr, brrrr," squawked Heidi. "You can't chicken out," said Leela. "Be brave." Leela gave Heidi a hug. "Your bathing suit got me all wet," she said. "That's because I'm a wet chicken," said Heidi. "You need to be a brave chicken," said Leela. Then she hurried down the steps. Heidi got dressed in her changing closet. Then she flopped onto her bed and waited for the girls to come back from swimming. What am I going to say? She thought. Hey guys, why do you hate me so much? Chapter 9. Oogie the Bonga. The cabin door banged open. Heidi jumped to her feet. What's up, Heidi? Asked Lucy. Everything okay? Not really, said Heidi. What's wrong? Asked Lucy. Heidi looked at Jill and Bree. She pushed the chicken thoughts out of her head. How come you guys are so mean to me? She asked. I really don't like to be treated that way. Jill and Bree looked surprised, but neither one said a word. Heidi's right, said Lucy. You haven't been nice to her at all. How come? Jill and Bree looked at each other. Then Jill put up her hands. Okay, she said. I guess we were afraid that Heidi had taken our place. We didn't want to lose Lucy as our friend. Are you kidding? Asked Lucy. You're not going to lose me as a friend. I'll always be friends with you. Then she turned to Heidi. And I'll always be friends with Heidi too. Lucy smiled at Heidi. Why can't we all be friends? Asked Heidi. I'm really not an evil friend-stealing monster, Now that would be an ugly monster, Bree said, cracking a smile. The girls all laughed. I guess we have been kind of rotten, admitted Jill. I'm sorry that we made you feel bad, Heidi, said Bree. Heidi felt so relieved. I only wish I had said something sooner, she replied. I wish I had too, said Lucy. She put her hand in front of Heidi. Friends? She asked. Heidi put her hand on top of Lucy's. Friends, she said. Jill and Bree put their hands on top of the others. Friends, they said. You know what? Heidi said. I just felt it for the first time at camp. What? Asked Lucy. Oogie the Bonga, said Heidi. Lucy's eyes got wide. I felt it too, she said. Oogie the Bonga. So did I, said Jill. Me too, said Bree. Oogie the Bonga, they all said together. Lucy, Jill, and Bree changed out of their wet swimsuits. Then all four girls walked arm in arm to lunch. Chapter 10. Dakota means friends. A week later, Heidi sat on her bed and wrote another letter to her brother. Dear Henry, you know what stinks most about camp? It's almost over. I come home in 3 days. Lucy and I are going to miss our cabin mates and counselor so much. I love my friends. Did you know Dakota is a Native American word for friends? Pretty cool. Last night we had a shaving cream fight. Everyone got a can of shaving cream. Then we had a foam war. Here's a picture of us with foam hairdos and foam beards. Like Lucy's mohawk. Big news! I can ride a horse. My horse, Fred, didn't like me at first. He could tell I was a scaredy cat, but now we're buds. I sneak him carrots and sugar cubes from the dining hall every day. One of my favorite things about camp is campfire. The counselors play guitars and we sing songs and roast marshmallows. I ate 5 s'mores last night. Guess what? We won the Neatest Cabin Award. We got free candy at the camp store. I picked fireballs, root beer barrels, and a Tootsie Pop. Tonight, we're going to write our names on the cabin wall. We found names of campers from the 1920s. I wonder what camp was like in those days. Did they have shaving cream fights? Did they even have shaving cream back then? Tomorrow night is the talent show. I'm doing a top routine without spells. See ya soon, shrimp. Love, Heidi. P.S. I didn't see a single snapping turtle. P.P.S. I can't wait for both of us to come back next time. P.P.P.P.S. Oogie the booga.